Oh, this is the perfect color for it. Look at that. I chose the exact color.
You watching?
He's probably, what the fuck is going on right now? That thing just went from a powder to a liquid to a salad. Witchcraft. Witchcraft, right? Mm. Thank you, Jacqueline. The stars. Have you done reveals on Phil yet? So I can't find. I have actually. I have done a reveal on Phil's, but this is really old. Back then, I honestly don't even know where they're at right now. Maybe I'll try to do a fill once in a while because a lot of my clients don't do fills. They just soak off and do new sets. But I try to do more fill videos for you guys. It's crazy. I was just thinking about that earlier, and you just brought it up. That's actually a good question. I'm a very big advocate of fills. And when I do my fill, it looks just like a full set. But I have done lives on fills before. Sometimes fills are so quick. I finish my fills in like 30 minutes. I just don't even live. I just want to get it in and out, you know? Just gonna bring a little bit more powder here and give me a little bit more structure. I really don't need the apex to be that big. Just a moderate apex is good enough. Just like that. See? Go ahead and hit share for me, guys. I appreciate the shares. Gets the exposure out there. And also follow the IG. I'll be posting the giveaway for the new black and white gel art, and also the top coat, matte top coat that just came in. Maybe add the dampening dish too to that giveaway. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And I'll probably do that probably this weekend or Sunday, probably Sunday or Monday. And next week, me and Tino will be going live together on a Q&A to talk about our West Coast tour for classes for Denver, San Jose, and Vegas. So those of you guys that are interested or in the surrounding area for that, coming up next month here, DM us for information for the class and reserve your seat. It's a 2-day class with Votino, me, and Vina and I. It'll be a great class. So you guys, those the West Coast students have been waiting. Here we come. And Tino's gonna be coming live for the Q&A with me. Yes, you have to ask Tino questions. You guys know what Tino is, right? Amazing artist. Just a little more powder here. Give my base a little bit more structure here. Let that dry a little bit before I move it. And if you're following the Instagram, make sure you turn on the notification too, because sometimes Facebook, Instagram won't allow you to see certain posts. So you just turn it up and say, I want to see, when you go to my Instagram and say, turn on the notification to see my post first, you really catch the giveaway. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I was following you, but I didn't see the post. And unfortunately, that's based off on Instagram's algorithm. I have no control over that. And they miss out on the giveaway. I just shipped out all the stuff for the last people's giveaway today. Hope they enjoyed the products. Just missing a little bit of structure here. I'll lay it there, make sure everything's good, nice and good. Now these are straight tips, so I have to build the structure, like the apex, everything like that. So let's see. This is exactly what I'm looking for right there. The application flow, thank you, Race. I'm shaping out some applicating things like just perfect. I'm from North Carolina. I would love your work. Thank you, Jacqueline Hargett. Hello, Megan. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Hello, everybody. Just bought myself an e-file, and I'm teaching me how to use one. Hey, just go slow and make sure you use the safety bit. Does your extend to Canada or just US? Usually, I just want to do US only because international shipping costs a shit ton of money. And it's just not worth it. And sometimes they hold the products and it's really messy. So if you have a PO box and you want to take care of the shipping by yourself, then I don't mind people in Nashville. I recommend just US only. Do you still bring in class Oklahoma? I don't have any plans right now for Oklahoma, but definitely I have San Jose, Denver, and Vegas on the map right now. So, I mean, if you're in the surrounding area, can you come to class? Can you come to class completely inexperienced? Yes, you can. I've actually had students come to class that have never even touched acrylics before. Those are actually the best students because they learn everything so fast and so quick. Students like that are like a sponge. They learn proper technique. Yes, you struggle because you're inexperienced, but experience you can always gain. Being able to be an empty cup, being able to fill with all the information, that's actually a very good commodity. I love it when we get students that don't know anything because anything they learn is like growth for them right away, instantly. Like that. I've actually been doing less and less of an apex lately. Testing out something, making sure that if I'm gonna reduce the size of my apex, see if the durability is still there. Generally, I'm getting really good results. So, hi for Perth, Perth, West Australia. Thank you for joining us from down under. Fair enough. Well, I'm coming to Vegas, so I'll DM you. Yep, just DM me. Vegas is open, and we add you to the student group, and you get to meet all the other students. I'll send you the information, just like that. Thank you, Honey Carter, for the stars. I find your lives informative. Thank you. I hope it is. I'm new 1 month in and I signed up for his Vegas class. I can't wait. Okay. There's a lot of potential in Vegas. You just gotta really actually, get out there and actually take the class and do it, Trust me, I love when new beginners come to my class. The ones that do, they just soak up everything. It's a good experience for you guys. Plus, you're learning proper technique. That's the most important thing that you're gonna get from class, is proper technique. Because now you can start your career off, you're practicing off, doing things properly, and not trying to, make it up as you go. So, Someone I can't sign up for the class. Your last class for me. Yeah. If you can utilize these classic labs, there's a lot of students just like to be in person and get that experience. Of course, that's always there, but if you can use the support the Now Dad Studios page and like and follow it and catch all my lives, you're watching a lot of stuff. You can support by getting badges and all that other stuff too. I appreciate that. The best support is sharing the lives and spreading it out there so other people can gain from it. Imagine if you benefit from it and you ran across it because someone shared it, and you would want to do that for somebody else too, right? So like, share the lives, and share the content. It helps the content creator, gets more exposure. It helps with the algorithm. I really appreciate that, especially on Instagram, bookmarking and all that stuff. That marble. My monomer is actually sold out right now. I'm trying to restock. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are just going through it. It'll be restocked probably in about a week. I really gotta let the warehouse let me know ahead of time when things are out of stock, so I can tell you guys earlier. They just like nonsense. They say, "Oh, we ran out of monomer." I'm like, you could have told me this a week ago. For the thumb, I'm gonna do a little bit of a bigger apex because it's a thumb, it's a bigger nail, so we definitely gotta give it some respect here. It's a very nice nude. It's Chisel 160 by Solid 160 by Chisel. Probably one of my favorite darker medium nudes. Look at that. You have one hand down. Your cuticle work? Do I need cuticle work? I don't know. This application right now, guys. Beautiful, right? Money shot, right? Screenshot. Click, click, like this. No, can I screenshot? No, I can't screenshot while I'm working. Oh, I just almost turned off the live. I'll screenshot later when I rewatch the live. I said, click, screenshot. I was like, oh shit. And hand number 2. So generally you should take about 10 to 15 minutes per hand once you get your application down. Yep. I like doing the 2-bead process. It's actually a lot easier. Give myself 2 seconds. She's so lucky to have your nails perfect. You hear that? People saying you're lucky to have your nails perfect. That's why my clients, they sit nice and quiet. Just kidding. I would never use the word perfect. I would use the word efficient. As in, like, I've done my best, I don't think there's anything as perfection when it comes to nails. I think we all have room for growth. The moment you think you're perfect, then you're not gonna grow anymore. There are a few people in this industry that does better application than me, and I have to give them their props. So I'm always seeking to be better. We're doing some nice pixie beads today, guys. I'll show you guys how I do pixie beads. Those little gem beads all over the nails, so you guys see. And some rhinestones. Haven't done rhinestones in a while. And then I'll show you guys my top coat, which is an amazing top coat. Who's seen my top coat? I can't wait for you guys to use it. My top and matte top coat is the bomb. shape my nail. See that? Just shaped. Use my brush to shape the nail. Love you, thank you. No, because the way I think is how my students see and they want to mimic me. So I want to make sure my students understand that too. I think anybody that watches my platform, in some way you are a student of mine. If not in person, you know, but definitely the ones that do take my classes get that mentorship in person. So a little bit different, but for those guys always been supporting my brand and, you know, the lives, the shares. Like, thank you guys for that. And of course, all this content's here for you guys to grow on. And I've seen a lot of people leave me messages like, you know, always help me grow without, you know, just from watching your lives, your Q&As. The Q&As have become so important part of my platform. It's like almost like a little thing for, you know, followers and students to just hang out with me and ask questions, talk about nails. And I started that off as just, you know, answering questions that I missed during my lives, but now it's becoming like almost routine every night, 10:30 Eastern. I may have to do like an earlier one just for people that are like, you know, have to go to work or you have to go to bed early. So I probably have to set up a schedule of like 2 Q&As a day, one for the earlier daytime or mid time and one for the night owls like me. Oh guys, look at this one. This is the application. Yowza. This is it, no, yeah, 160. I use a 160 a lot. I think no, the other one's OM. It's OM15B. I wonder if I can get David Huang to name a chisel powder after me, the one that I use the most. I'm gonna ask him, like, can I have a chisel powder named after me? I'm gonna ask him. You know what? I'm gonna have people just ask him. That's so weird. That would have to be one of those funny conversations. As you can see, the monomer is getting less and less effective. It's because it's getting low and contaminated. Now, what happens is, you guys, I want to explain to you guys this. This means that the monomer has been contaminated with pigment or acrylic. Sometimes, if it's too low, it's best to just throw it out. If you have a lot more to work with, and just get new monomer. And I'll show you guys the difference. Okay, look, this is the contaminated monomer. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the bead. You guys see that? How it's flat, how it's not picking up too much, because the monomers, and it's gonna be sticky. So watch, I will show you guys. I'm gonna get rid of this monomer, very small amount, and I'm gonna put in maybe just enough for me to finish up the set. I always do about 15 milliliters. Half of my dampen dish is about 15, and I want to show you guys the difference in this monomer. Look, I do the same. Look at the bead, completely different. So just remember, your monomer can get contaminated, and it won't work as well. That's how big the bead is and the rounder it is. So just keep in mind that sometimes when you're working and you're having issues with the monomer, just change it out. That's why we don't pour a lot of monomer when we work. We pour just enough, because if you have to throw it away, once it gets contaminated, it won't be that much. See how big this bead is. So just keep in mind and that, okay? I want to make sure you guys not pouring a whole, like, you know, 6-7 ounce of monomer into like a big old juice bottle and then use it as a dampening dish. It's not going to work well for you, because then when you're going to get all that contaminated, you won't be able to use it, and it gets all gooey, and then you're going to have to throw it out, and then you're going to waste a lot of monomer. You need to control your waste. My dampening dish that I'm selling right now, this one, it's 30 milliliters to the top. So I trained myself to use only half. So I pour 15 milliliters per time. That means that if I had to refill during the set, that's okay. Because 15 milliliters is ideal, but it's not really what I have to do. But at 30 milliliters, you should be able to finish the whole set, and that's not a lot of waste. you're keeping your overhead down, your supply. A lot of times you guys don't even think about that. Monomer is very expensive. You gotta control how much you're using. With this control, it allows you to build your ability to gauge, you know, how long it takes you to do a set, how much product it takes you to do a set, a fill. And it may not seem like a lot of money, but it adds up, guys. I guarantee you. You know, the amount of waste you produce using too much monomer, throwing away monomer, it can be equivalent to like a whole set, 2-3 sets per day, per week, you know, or 10 sets per month. Go ahead, take it. You can have it. And that's like one of those things where I always tell my students that you guys really save money, guys. Remember, making money, going up in your price is one thing, but if you can go down on your overhead, as in what you're spending on supplies, that in returns adds to your income. Just think about it this way. If you can save more money on your supplies, your income actually becomes more because you're not spending more money on supplies. And monomer is the one thing that I think a lot of nail techs they don't really like think about when they buy or they use. They just pour whatever they like, overly pour, you know, contaminate it, and then not use it properly, not properly storing it, having it go bad. Yes. And also acrylic waste too. The acrylic that's sitting here on the paper towel, you need to be able to control your beads. It may be like a lot of acrylic on there and you may not think it's much, but after what, a whole day working, that could be equivalent to a whole set you could have done with that acrylic waste. So how much is a whole set worth to you? $50, $40, $30? That's still money, right? So all this small amount of money trickling out of your income right there. So yes, our income is important, but we have to worry about our overhead also, which is our supply. How much we're using, how efficient we're using. If you're using an 8-ounce bottle of monomer and you're doing, you know, you're only able to do 4 or 5 full sets with that, or you know, let's say 10 full sets. Well, I'm able to do 20 full sets with that 8-ounce bottle of monomer. That means that I'm doubling up on my sets. I'm saving myself a whole 8 ounce of monomer, which is could be $50, $60 in some case. So a lot of you guys are starting to make money, start working. You gotta make sure you got your overhead. Your time is money. Your supply is also part of that too. So I wanted to speak up on that a little bit because I don't think a lot of times we as nail techs, we think about that. I mean, we should. I think about it because I'm a nail salon owner, so whenever I buy like, let's say 2 gallons of monomer and it lasts my staff a month, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, and the next month, 2 gallons doesn't last them 3 weeks, then I'm like, what's going on? Either I have to look at the income and say either the income has to go higher for their acrylic because they have to either do more acrylic. Well, if they're doing the same amount of acrylics that month as last month, then I gotta wonder why, where's all this monomer going? And I gotta tell the staff, hey, you guys need to not waste too much monomer. Or I gotta be, okay, so we had a big influx of acrylics that month, that's why there's more monomer being used. So that's something we have, as business owners, we have to actually look out after too. It goes the same for top coat, base coat, polish even. You wanna own your own business? That's what you gotta think about someday. So now I'm gonna use the excess of this monomer. I'm not gonna use this again to clean my brush. Cleaning your brush is very important. These acrylic brushes, especially mine, if you take good care of them, it will last you over a year easily. I had one of my followers, she said she still had her brush from like over a year and a half ago that I first sold. She took good care of it. Got a little bit of acrylic stuck on here, so I'm gonna clean it as much as I can before I store it. And the best way you do it is when you feather through and you see the sticky set, that chunk that just flipped, that means that it's stuck together. These are not stuck together. So the acrylic is stuck right here. So I'm gonna focus on that. I'm gonna squeeze it like this. And I'll be able to use my finger and push up. You don't wanna pull the hair out, okay? You wanna just put pressure and push it out. Generally, the acrylic, even if it's stuck, it's a little bit wet still because it's been in the monomer. So you're able to free it out. Don't store it overnight or a couple hours. Then it's gonna actually dry up. Then you have an issue. See that? Slowly just breaking out that acrylic. Now this has probably been stuck on here for a couple of days now, but I want to try to get it all out here. And I'll show you guys how to maintain your brushes. Nowhere am I pulling, okay? I'm like putting pressure on it. There you go. More monomer, push in. And now look, see that? Now it's clean. Reshape my brush where I crimped it, training my brush. It'll stay like this. I love, yeah, Chisel 169 is actually really nice too. I actually really like that color too. I'm never gonna reuse old monomer because it's a contamination. It's not worth it. So now I'm gonna do some shaping, very quick shaping. Let's see some of the questions. Do you use primer? Yes, I do use primer. Brushes are restocking probably maybe in 10 days. Thank you, Latoya Jackson. Is a brush of his own. Yep. Thank you, Roshana, for the stars. Nobody taught me to clean my brush this way. It makes more sense. I feel dumb using acetone. The reason why people use acetone is because if they let the acrylic sit too long and it's already sealed up, then they have to use acetone. But if you are consistently using your brush and you're cleaning it right afterwards, the process of you using the monomer the whole time will slowly break down the acrylic, keeping it from hardening up. So you can definitely put light pressure and you'll be able to get the brush, any excess out. Like I said, you're never gonna clean a brush completely. There's gonna be some acrylic residue, but not enough to it. It's gonna seal up your brush. And for me right here, that's just my shaping. It takes me about a few seconds to shape. Because I did my shaping with my acrylic already. I don't want to file too much because I don't want to ruin the shape. And the more you shape, the worse it gets, okay? I did not put a clear on my acrylic because this acrylic is a core powder. It's not required for you to clear cap because it's mixed properly. Some acrylic is more pigmented and it won't dry because it's too much pigment to acrylic. That's why you have to clear cap it. Most of the time, Valentino is what you have to do with that. But Chisel and a lot of powders I use are not clear cap acrylic. It's not my style to be. I don't have to do application twice. I don't see why I have to do it twice. Lay down clear, lay down a color, then have to go back through with all 10 fingers and lay down a clear. No thanks. I don't have the time for that. To be dead honest with you, no one's got the time for that. This is 160 by Chisel. Yeah, Chisel is a very decent powder. It's pretty good. I mean, they're the largest distributor of acrylic in the nation, in the United States. They don't even need ambassadors or anything like that. They're their own strength. That's why they're able to sell it at the price, very decent price, 10 to 11 bucks per 2 ounce. You can't really complain at that point, especially how well the powder is. And I'm thankful that with my monomer, it works really well. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but Chisel monomer doesn't work that well, as good as with my monomer, from what people have said, have tried. I can see, it probably takes me about maybe less than 5 minutes per hand to shape. If you're spending more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes shaping, you're doing too much. You're over shaping, I guarantee you. This is it. That's all you need. You can make sure everything's even. This hand filer, for me personally, is to help make the shape more crispy, not to make the shape itself. When I was doing my application, that's when I'm doing the shape, okay? Please understand that. The moment you start having that mentality, the moment you won't overfile. Overfiling is definitely a very big issue with beginners. Everybody just wants to overfile. They file too much back and forth, back and forth. How do you feel about Mia's secret acrylic system? I don't really use it, to be honest with you. I think, I don't know, I just don't use it, their system. I like stuff with Universal. My monomer, that's now out of stock, but will be by next week, it works with every powder. I don't like it when companies have to make their acrylic system, you have to be compatible. You know, I want to be able to have everything universal. I feel like chisel is a very universal powder, and my monomer is very universal to every powder, so it gives me the ability to try other products. Especially monomer, because the monomer has to be used every time. You know, you can use monomer as the main component. You can change out your powder. I don't want to change out my monomer and my powder every time I use a different powder. This is the 100 grit. You can find them on my nail-shop.com. And I don't usually use it that much. You guys see, I don't file that much. Just back and forth. I'm making the shape more crisp. That's all I'm doing, guys. Making the shape more crisp. There we go. And I'm done. I preach it and I practice it. Simply said, you know, I tell myself I shape with my acrylic and I will never go over 15 or 10 minutes shaping with the nails, ever. Never. Because no matter what, if you go over that shaping time, you're gonna take away the shape. That's the biggest mistake everybody has. When someone tells me now that I have issues shaping, the first thing I think about is they're sitting there shaping. They're removing the shape so much. That's all I can think of. And most of the time it's true. There you go. Thank you, Claire. How? So now I'm gonna do cuticle work. This is my fine, sharp 501 bit. And we're gonna do cuticle work. This is important because we're gonna be flushing the cuticles. And this is a sharp bit, okay? I have this in safety also. If you are still a beginner, the safety is actually really good too. But this gives me the ability to go around the cuticle area and flush it. And this means that when this grows out, it's not gonna lift as much because I'm flushing it, the acrylic down. A lot of you guys are leaving it bulged up. Don't do that. Like using the e-file is not something that you can teach. I can show you. That's why we don't really focus on a lot of it. We show them how the technique in class, but it's something you have to actually get experience in, like consistently use it and get your experiences in, like, you know, your muscle memory. You know, it's not something that you see once and you can do, you know. But eventually you will do it. You have to actually get your hands on with it, okay? Don't be afraid of this thing. There are safety bits. You don't have to use sharp bits like me. Once you get more comfortable, then you can move on to sharp bits. Until then, you can use a nice safety bit and you'll be able to get good results. As long as your application, because my application is not too thick, not too bulky, so I'm actually able to go through this pretty fast compared to, you know, other people who have to break down bulk. I'm just smoothing things out, evening out. My shape is still there. Efficient, I love that word. I love the word efficient. Means that you do everything properly, right timing, efficiency. It's not about being fast, it's about being efficient. I always tell my students and everybody that I'm not fast, I'm efficient with what I do. I do everything properly, so the time it takes me to do it doesn't go over the time it is needed. Yes, speed is definitely something you can adjust by how fast you can do things too, but you sometimes sacrifice quality for speed, and you don't want to do that. I literally preach that to all my students in class, you know. I'm not teaching you to be fast. I'm teaching you how to do things right and efficiently. And that's why let's say beginners are in my classes. Beginners they get so much benefit because they get to learn the right way first, and then they can just slowly get faster and faster and more efficient over time. A little bit harder for people that are self-taught and they have to change old habits, but eventually you break the old habits. Just like that. Very nice and smooth. Disgruntled. I love your work. Hopefully one day I can be, because you know, Claudia, I hope one day you'll be better than me, to be honest with you. I'm trying to raise the next generation of nail techs, not to be like me, but be better than me. What's the point? To be just like me. Just like me in 5 years from now could be a norm. The nail industry is moving so fast. Nail techs are at a different learning curve right now. There's a lot of nail techs like me out there right now. You know, I want the next 5 years, everybody that's following my platform to be better than me. You guys should definitely have those dreams to be better, okay? Don't be like somebody else. I don't like it. It's flattering, but in a sense, I want you guys to have this mentality where you can reach for farther goals. You know, be better than me. Someday, I wish you could be better than me, yes. You can say, yeah, you can say you want to be just like me, but I want you guys to be better than me. How about that? Bless you. You gotta be better than me for me to pass the torch down, because I can't be doing this forever, right? You guys ever heard of a legacy? You're all part of it, the Nail Dad legacy. Someday, when I'm not doing nails anymore, people are gonna be doing lives like me, teaching classes, and they're gonna remember where it came from. What items would you recommend for a new nail tech must-have? A must-have item would probably be a good brush. Definitely wait until my brush comes back in stock in about a week or two. Get a good brush, good monomer. My monomer is great when it's back in stock. I'm saying all this thing, when my stuff is back in stock, when my stuff is back in stock. It'll be all back in stock this month. And definitely, you know, set up a good system to practice. Practice your application. It's very important to practice application first. It's the most important part of the nail process. You can practice application with just squash sticks, mannequin hands, monomer, acrylic, and a brush. You don't need all the other extra stuff. You don't need a drill, and you don't need, you know, stickers or glitters. You just need a good acrylic. Get some affordable acrylic. You can get it at Gel Beauty when it's on sale. You get chisel, you know, and just practice your application. Understand the process of nails. I really commend you guys for wanting the best product to start off with, but you need to set yourself up educational wise to know what you're doing also. You know, sometimes you may have all the best tools, but you don't have the education or the knowledge of the product. There's no point. That's probably on IG, man. You're in Florida and I'm in California. I have a San Jose class this July. Can't wait for the West Coast tour, Denver, San Jose. And I'll be doing the giveaway, another giveaway probably this week. You guys follow the Instagram pin right there, Nail Dad Studios. Make sure you turn up the notifications so you don't miss the post. I'll be giving away my top coat, matte top coat that just came in, and my new gels that just got formulated, and also probably the dampen dish. So make sure you follow the IG so you don't miss out on that giveaway. Edgar, did you buy like 2? I remember your order too. Yes, they do sell out fast. The last time I had brushes in stock, I had 500 brushes and they sold out in 2 hours. And I do crimp them myself, so that's why I spent like a whole 4 hours at night drinking wine and crimping brushes on live. No, I don't ship international, unfortunately. There are people that do find out ways out of that though. There's a lot of people that actually have their PO box in the United States and have it shipped to their PO box, then ship it to their country. Sometimes I'll be getting people like, now that brush in Switzerland. I'm like, what the hell? People be slick. But I'm saying, if you're gonna take, if you can do it yourself, yes. I just don't ship because I don't want to be responsible for that shipping. It gets lost sometimes, and it's too much headache for me. Once giveaway, I post whenever I want to be a nail artist. Yeah, never on time to purchase the brush. I'm so sorry. I really am sorry, guys, for a lot of you guys that couldn't get the brushes. I just didn't assume that those people were just gonna be poaching those brushes. That's why I'm gonna limit the next time the brush comes in. I'm gonna limit 2 per person. I learned fast now. I learned fast when you sold out. Yes, that's why I ordered 2. Edgar, you're killing me. But I appreciate Edgar. I think you've been with the nail dad community for so long. I think since the beginning, Edgar. I remember. I'm so happy to still have all my day ones. I guess a lot of my day ones are still here. Yes, you guys are the reason why this community is so strong the way it is right now. Yes, it's hard to have your own business as a nail tech because that's what I'm invested in. Love your work. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, the more even your acrylic application is, the easiest for you to drill. I'm not even putting any pressure on this drill bit. I'm just running it down because this is already smooth. It's not gonna give me any rebound or any resistance. So I'm able to just drill and smooth everything out with just the weight of the drill. Now pressing down. The only time I'm ever putting any pressure is right here. When I'm doing the cuticle work, and I'm tilting the cuticle bit to the cuticle area. And make sure that's it. Do you have the drill bits on your website? Yes, these drill bits are on my website, nail-shop.com. It's in the pinned link below. There is the safety version. You just read it. It says 501 safety. I have it medium and in fine. Tried to get the monomer last night. It's gone. Yeah, the monomer sold out. I'm sorry. I'll be restocking the monomer probably next week. That monomer is good. I'm not going to lie. Monomer is amazing. follow you through and such a badass teacher. Edgar, one day I'm gonna meet you in class, okay? In person. Deal? Didn't you upgrade your brush size, Edgar? I remember in the beginning you were using a smaller brush, and now you're buying the 14 and 12. I love seeing like a lot of my followers like leveling up. Before, like all my 10s were getting sold out, and then now like people are buying 14s, 12s because all my beginning nail techs are growing up and using bigger brushes. Proud of you guys. So when I'm done with this, I'm gonna put some rhinestones and I'll show you guys how to lay the pixie beads. A lot of you guys are doing it wrong, okay? If you're still here, please stay for the pixie beads. I'll show you guys how to put pixie beads down, okay? Let's make sure they last also. Yes, they're a wear and tear type of design. It's not gonna last forever, but you can make it last as long as possible. And I'll show you guys a little bit, a neat trick that I use. Pixie beads, caviar beads, they're all the same. Ooh. And we're done. So I'm gonna do is clean up underneath real quick, just get any excess. Usually if you did good application, you shouldn't have that much under here. The more excess you have under here, that means the less control you have with the sidewalls. So if you go to this part and you don't have a lot under there, be proud of yourself. That means you control a lot of the powder. That means you had kept your shape, there's no bulkiness. There you guys go. Now we just do a quick buff with the buffer file. Buff underneath. And we're about finished with the set. And I'm probably gonna say this is under 45 minutes for this set, which is a little bit long for me, but if I was definitely not living, I'll probably be a little bit quicker by 10-15 minutes. But generally any set, if you do the proper application, proper techniques, repetition, you should be able to finish any set under an hour easily. That should be like the goal. If a lot of you guys are at 1 hour and a half, you should be happy with that also. But for those of you guys that are 2 hours, that's an average. So I think try to get under 2 hours is definitely the goal, okay? So we just have to finish the set right now. There you go. File, shape, cuticle work. Wash your hands and we'll do design. So I'm gonna use these pixie beads. I think I'm out of stock with these online, but I'll probably bring them back in stock soon. And my thing is I use a builder gel to apply it. Some people use top coat, it doesn't stick as well. But I actually have a little trick where I use builder gel and top coat at the same time. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second here. Oh crap, where's my catch tray? I still have these, they're little catch trays. You can catch the beads so you don't waste so much of it, because sometimes when you use these beads, they're all over the place. So I'm using a builder gel. You can use a jewelry gel if you want. It's IBD builder gel, it's pretty cheap. This is a little bit more dense than the jewelry gel. I do prefer the jewelry gel over this, but I'm not gonna waste jewelry gel on this right now. Just gonna use a little bit of a brush, and you can't even dry your hands. What are you, 10?
No.
She doesn't want to dry her hands, bro. Does she even clothe herself? So first I'm gonna put a nice coat of builder gel on top of the nail. Nice thin coat. Make sure you cover the whole nail. Wherever the builder gel is, that's where the pixie is gonna stick. Now the next step is I want to take my no wipe top coat, my new one that just came in. I'm gonna do one thin layer over this. What this does is allows it to be a little bit more wet, so that when the bead hits this, it kind of like surrounds the bead a little bit better. Because the builder gel, as you know, is gonna be a little bit more thick. Since I have a catch tray, I'm okay with having it heavy-handed. Now the key to this is make sure that we don't have it on the sides. See how, because I put my top coat on, it actually soaks up into the beads? It's a little bit neat trick. Don't have it on the sides, it's gonna get caught. Just push it over, you just want it on the top, okay? Top view, yeah, see the sides? I don't need that on there. From the top view, you can see everything nice and even. Put light pressure, press it down, little spots you need to, and this is all you need. Don't do too much. You want that effect? You see how she has the effect? But it's not all over the sides. And the beads don't look like they're sticking out because of that top coat. It kind of surrounds it. Now we can cure this. Cure? Good. And we're gonna repeat that process. Get my top coat, just a nice thin layer. And get a paper towel sometimes after you do this. You can use a paper towel to clean your brush. You don't want to mix builder gel with your top coat. So have a piece of paper towel and just clean the brush before you put it back into the top coat, okay? We're gonna repeat that same process here. Right into the catch tray. We're gonna get light pressure down, get rid of the side walls. I see a lot of people put it and then the beads are on the side and it's sticking out and all sharp. What's gonna happen when the client scratches himself or tries to put on clothes? It's just gonna get caught and it's just gonna come right off. And it's gonna take chunks of it off with them. You don't have to have everything filled up with this, it's just for the effect, okay? Make sure you press down so that it takes over everything. Go ahead, go ahead. And of course, now that we have our catch tray, we can also return a lot of this back in. Because this you will run out of this shit real fast if you don't do that, okay? So you see now, it has that texture, but it won't fall off as easy. A lot of people put top coat on top of this. You can, a little bit here and there. I do recommend a little bit of top coat on the sides to seal the sides in. I don't recommend putting top coat all over the top. The only reason is because it's gonna make everything really like coagulate together and she loses out on the caviar effect. So putting it on the side, definitely be able to hold in a little bit the gems. I do recommend, but not on the top. The top, it should, you know, you lose one here and there, but because with the top coat, it actually fills it in. And like I said, switch. It's a wear and tear design, guys. This design is not supposed to last you forever, okay? Eventually, it's gonna start coming off slowly, but we can prevent it to come off too fast. Remind your clients that these designs are wear and tear, so they don't think, oh, I have one of my stones fell off. People do that. They'll come to you and like, hey, you know the nail you did for me? It's been like a couple of weeks, and it's been a week, and one of my stones fell off. I'm like, I put like, you know, 200 stones on there. Of course, one of it's gonna fall off. And now I'm going to put AB stones on the rest of them. Just a little bit AB stones. Use my katana. And I'm still gonna use this builder gel. Just gonna go around the cuticle area with it, a nice thin layer. Just like that. I'm doing all of them, okay? Use a very thin coat. You don't want to use too much because you don't want it to be too protruding out, okay? Some nice cute ABs around the rings, cuticle area here. See how thin I put this? Just very thin around the cuticle area, okay? We don't want it too thick. See that? I'm gonna zoom in for you guys. Oh, that's too big. This builder gel, until it's cured, it won't move. That's why I really like using builder gel over glue, because glue you're committed. Builder gel, until it won't move until it's cured. And also, you know, builder gel is pretty much jewelry glue. Jewelry glue is just a weaker substance to it. So For you guys that don't have builder gel, you can use jewelry glue. They're in little smaller containers. I should bring back my rhinestones. It's been so lazy, guys. See? Very cutesy. This is IBD. But all builder gel usually are the same anyway, so. This thumb's a little bit bigger. I'm using a bigger gem. 2 smaller gems. Sneezing or something?
Yawning.
Yawning?
Mm-hmm.
Try to get as close to the cuticle as possible, guys. You don't want to see any gaps. I see a lot of times people do that. They leave little gaps. Like, no, don't. Please don't do that. If you're going to do these little cuticle stones, don't leave any gaps. Get it nice and tucked in. Just like that. Okay? Yeah, cute. Now I can cure it. Just double check to make sure that nothing moves before you cure it, because once you cure it, it's good. It's done. Oh my God, my stuff. Jesus, they're flooding the place. Every Mother's Day season, someone overflows the spa. That's how it works. Ooh. So we're just gonna add more stones here. And builder gel is the same as jewelry glue. If you guys have jewelry glue, the little small containers, if you have mine, it's the same thing, okay? It's just a little bit more diluted. And builder gel is just a little bit thicker, so a little bit harder to work with, but it sticks pretty well. And for these stones, you really want to just make sure it sticks, to be honest with you guys. Then later on when you use the top coat, the top coat's gonna help everything come together. The glue itself just to help the stone stick. It's the top coat that's gonna help it stay together. Have the cuticle there, nice and tucked in. People say it's the product. No, sometimes it's the technique, how you apply your patience. A lot of people don't have the patience to apply stones. They just throw it on there. I guarantee you, I've seen a lot of people are like that. They just put the stones on there. You have to have the patience to actually apply it, make sure it's applied correctly. Ooh. Seems tedious, right? Well, it'll be worth it. I guarantee you. 'Cause the stones make a big difference when you take pictures. I want it nice and tucked right to the cuticle area. Almost finish here. This finger and the thumb, and we'll get to see the finished product. It's important when you do put the top coat on to make sure the top coat is not gonna be super all over the place. You make it really thin, and we're just trying to seal in these stones. We're not trying to cover the stones, okay? A lot of times you guys are top coating over the stones. That's not how you do it. What that does is it makes the stones bulky and it does not look good anymore, okay? Don't do that, please. We want it finessed. We want it cute. And there we go. Finish up with a few stones here. It's good to have these stones ready in sizes in a box or something like that. I like putting my small ABs in sizes inside of a box. Has it really organized. So whenever I know I have to use round stones, I'll take out the box. Or when I have to use shapes, I take out a different box. I think I'm gonna have to contact my stone vendor and try to bring back my bling box. Like, it's sold out really fast and I just got too lazy to restock it. There you go. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for staying, and I'll show you guys the finished product. And show you guys what my top coat is made of. This is my Note Wipe top coat. It's medium, super cleansy. I want to show you guys the shine, okay? This is a medium. I mean, I had it formulated where it's not going to be too thin. It's going to be a little bit thicker, but not too thick. What that means is one coat. You see that? When I put this, I push up against it. That top is going to seep into those cracks and crevices and seal the stones in for me. Now, medium means that when I paint this on, it's not going to drip to one corner. It's going to stay. As long as I do a very thin coat. See that? I'm not going to put it on top of the stones. I put it right up to it. And nudge it, and what the top coat is going to just go right into the cracks, but it's not going to go over the stones because the stones have cuts in it, though, so it makes it shine. If you put it right over the stone, you take away the cut and it'll take away the shine. This top coat and also my mat is all available on the site right now. This is probably gonna be a big seller too. How shiny that is. Whew. See how shiny that is? Just relax your hand a little bit. You're touching everything on there. Very thin coat of top coat, okay guys? You don't want it too thick. Okay, switch. This is Chisel 160, the powder. There's the shine, guys. I can wave to you guys. Hey, hello. See, look, I'm waving. That's how shiny it is. You can see me in there. Hello. Peace sign. Yes, my top coat is probably the best in the market right now. No wet top coat. You can argue the fact. See the shine? No cleanse. It's very smooth.